you have taken your first step to understanding the Sith Code. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, we gain strength. Through strength, we gain power. Through power, we gain victory. And through victory, our chains are broken. The Force shall set us free.
Activating Sith Holocron.
Had it better be Darth Vowran coming through those doors?
Don't act like you were expecting me, Baras.
Interesting.
This isn't the time for one of your games, Vowran.
I am the Emperor's wrath, chosen by the Supreme Master himself. I know his will, and Baras is not the voice.
Listen to truth, my fellows. You are the victims of a ruthless and deceitful power grab.
Vowran, for whatever reason, greed, jealousy, you've refused to accept reality. This is a desperate attempt. Hear me, Dark Council. This child is not our Emperor's wrath. He is Vowran's illusion. The Emperor will inform me what is to be done with Vowran. For now, assist me in destroying this rabble.
If Baras is true, and I false, he should be able to defeat me himself. Make him prove he is what he says.
A valid request.
I have no doubt about you, Baras. But swat this gnat quickly so we can continue our business.
Fine. The Master will grant the slave's last wish. The Emperor calls for your death. Attack me if you dare.
I grant you the first shot, Pretender. The Dark Council will see I can withstand whatever you dish out.
You have no idea of my power.
Well, hello there, Observer. It seems you have discovered my Sith Holocron. By the looks of you, I wonder how someone of your unique caliber managed to accomplish this. However, this does not mean you are unworthy of understanding just who I was in life. If you must know, young child, I was once a most powerful Sith Lord by the name of Darth Baras. Oh, it must be an eon or so since my demise if you've opened this holocron. But no matter. Allow me to captivate you as I unravel the tale of my rise to power within the hierarchy of the Sith Order. As a young Sith acolyte, I was brought to the ancient Sith homeworld of Korriban to be tutored in the ways of the ancient Sith Lords. I was trained in the ways of the Force by Darth Vengean, a member of the Dark Council. Within time, my sister, Darth Ekkage, and I rose as high-ranking members of the Sith Empire. During the Great Galactic War, I fought against my once former lifelong rival, Jedi Master Wellet, and his Padawan Zerendir. Our lightsaber duel ended in draw, but that filthy, insolent Jedi Master had the utmost nerve to steal my precious lightsaber after failing to redeem me. I later discovered that he had been so bold as to wield my own weapon in his, symbolizing it as a weapon of darkness brought into light. When his was finally captured and prepared to be delivered to Baras, his prison ship was shot down over Hoth, and I assumed he had perished. But then, some few years later, I was chosen to be one of the individuals to proudly represent the Sith Empire in the many peace talks between the Sith Empire and the Galactic Republic on Alderaan. At the beginning of one of these meetings, Supreme Chancellor Birokin contacted the Jedi and Senator Amris via holotransmission and warned them that the Empire was attacking Coruscant. Then, once my fellow representative, the Sith Lord Darth Ekkage, came into view, he announced that the Sith fleet was prepared to strike down Birok personally before he cut off the holotransmission, ending the message. In response, Jedi Knight Satele Shan ignited her Jedi blade and engaged me in combat. During the duel, I explained that the Jedi would be forced to accept peace quickly on the Sith's terms. Our terms came in the formation of our greatest victory in piercing the very heart of the Jedi Order, as we massacred their own home at the heart of the Republic. This glorious event will be forever known as the Sacking of Coruscant.
Deceived. And now your Republic shall fall.
Once I explained that Coruscant was in Imperial hands, I reminded everyone that the Sith had come to Alderaan to discuss peace with the Republic. But Senator Amris, however, responded with rage, and that the Sith were nothing but dishonorable liars who had used the negotiations to mask a sneak attack on Coruscant. Darnala soon calmed the Syrian down, and told me that the peace discussions would continue, even though she didn't hide much of her outrage afterwards. We both agreed to finish matters on the following day. After the treaty was signed, I returned to Korriban and met with the rest of the Dark Council in the Sith Academy. The Council congratulated me on the success of the negotiations, saying they were thinking of granting me even more power. I responded by claiming I had everything I ever wanted, and would have to decline any offer of more power. Later, I was attacked by Darth Ekkage, who had led the attack on Coruscant. Angro said if I had held the negotiations out longer, he could have killed all the Jedi on the planet. I countered his delusional outburst by assuring that I was attacked because of Angro's unnecessary murder of Chancellor Birokin, which could have gotten me killed, and that I had simply followed our great Emperor Vitiate's orders. Angro said that the next time he had the chance to destroy the Jedi and Republic, he would not hesitate. In response, I simply stated that such hesitation would never again be necessary. I eventually learned that Master Darnala was behind a Sith attack on the Envoy, and Baras decided to use this to his own advantage. I theorized that Satele Shan was in fact the descendant of the ancient redeemed Sith Lord Darth Revan, and she wanted the scion of such a powerful Dark Lord with the Sith. While I was still on Korriban, a Wookiee bounty hunter named Dalbora had arrived for payment for assisting Captain Civil. During this time, an Imperial military transport had blown up. When I arrived to investigate, and a soldier reported that Angro claimed Republic spies were responsible and that the Republic was already going back on the treaty. This is what made me deeply suspicious of Angro's behavior. Soon Angral and I went to Crystal Cave of Dantooine, where we were attacked by Dar Nala and a number of her supporters, Fortress Gaul and Heron Tavis. When Sean showed up, I put my carefully strategic plan into action. I revealed to Sean that her master was the true mastermind behind the attacks aimed to disrupt the treaty, calling the Jedi hateful, hypocrites, and traitors to their own beliefs. I called on Sean to join the Sith Order in order to protect peace. Sean, however, refused to submit to the dark side as her master had. The following battle ended with Dar Nala's death at the hands of Dalbora after her madness was revealed to her allies. I sadly allowed Sean and her friends to leave, but I forewarned them that they could not hope to ever defeat the Sith. In the later days of the Cold War, I had several apprentices, including Drakil Ball and Sith Lord Drog, whom I secretly placed to serve under my own Sith Master, Darth Vengean. Vengean opposed the treaty, and together he and I spent years placing hidden operatives in the ranks of the Republic and devising Plan Zero that I listed key Republic individuals that needed to be eliminated as soon as the conflict grew anew. Eventually, when I went to Korriban to seek out another apprentice, I sensed a disturbance in the Force, as a Terran Totek was slain in the tomb of Marka Ragnos, which was the work of an aspiring Sith warrior brought to Korriban by Overseer Tremel. Requesting the presence of the Acolyte, I determined that this warrior knew nothing of the Sith Code.
The trials should be dedicated to philosophy, conceptual tactics, understanding of the Sith Code. Recite the Sith Code for me, Acolyte, and explain its meaning in battle, war, and politics.
Sure, give me a minute. Well, you see there's the dark side, the light side, and there you have it.
Pathetic.
Thus I sent the warrior to kill Tremel, and later to collect tablets from the tomb of Tulacord, pitting the Acolyte against a rival named Vemrin. For the last trial, I sent the Acolyte to collect an ancient lightsaber from the tomb of Naga Sado, with the assistance of a Twi'lek named Viet, whilst Vemrin was to head to his quarters for instruction. However, Vemrin apparently disobeyed and tried to ambush the warrior in the tomb, only to be defeated and killed. With the strongest of the group remaining, I chose the warrior as my official apprentice.
Beside myself, not only did you get the Twi'lek to cooperate, but you completed the task and claimed the ancient lightsaber. Venran was not in my chamber as I instructed. I take it he sought to stop you and claim the ancient weapon as his own.
Regrettably, he wouldn't take no for an answer. I was forced to kill him.
Bravo! I see you may indeed become one of the strongest Sith in the galaxy. Your trials are over. You are now my apprentice.
I am your humble servant, Master. I bow before you.
Rise, my apprentice. This is only the beginning. With you as my right hand, we shall strike fear into the Empire's enemies.
Oh, forgive this interruption, but allow me to remove my helmet, would you? It's getting rather stuffy in here. Now, much better. Now, where did I leave off? Oh, yes. Upon reuniting with my new apprentice on Drummond Kars, I instructed the warrior to retrieve a carbonite-frozen Republic Cis agent, Grick Sosin, who was investigating one of his invisible spies on Nar Shaddaa. I was growing deeply concerned, having received visions through the Force hinting that Senosian had information that could compromise my network of spies. While my apprentice was dispatched for other tasks against my rivals, I found myself growing ever so frustrated at trying to break at the Republic agent, as some unknown power shielded his mind.
I don't care what you do. Break my bones, burn my flesh. I'll tell you nothing.
I will not be denied.
Go spit, you monster!
I didn't know bodies could bend like that. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Spare yourself. You shouldn't have to see this.
Ah, apprentice, you've returned. Commander Pritch confirmed that the slaves have been silenced. Good. I'm still trying to extract the information I crave from this Republic agent. He is much more resilient than anticipated.
He'll crack, Master. I'm sure of it.
I will not rest until he does. I have another important task for you. It involves a renegade Sith Lord named Grathan, a particularly bothersome thorn in my side. Meet with my apprentice, Drykel Ball. He's my covert operative in Grathan's compound. Ball claims to have made a key discovery.
Do you know the nature of this discovery?
Ball only communicates in predetermined signals. He was to find Grathan's exploitable weakness, and today he sent the success signal. Grathan's presence is useful to me, so I don't want him killed, just crippled. Find out what Ball has discovered, and do exactly as he instructs.
Today I cripple a Sith Lord.
Enjoy it. One day it won't seem so special. Now then, Republic Wretch, where were we? Oh, yes. Tell me what I wish to know.
Here! I cannot break him!
Is there some problem here?
Who would ask such a stupid question? Clearly, there's a problem here.
Okay, I'm officially scared.
This is impossible. An unknown power must be shielding this man, which only confirms my suspicions. This Republic agent is the key to unlocking the threat we face. I must harness my rage and frustration. They will lead me to an answer.
Trust your feelings, Master.
The minion advises the Master. Very good. You'll demonstrate your progress. And the word has spread that Lord Grathan is incensed at the slaying of his secret son. I take it that was your handiwork?
You see it correctly.
My confidence in you is growing. I haven't heard from Drykel Ball, my agent in Grathan's camp. He's missed a scheduled communication. Let me guess. He gave you trouble, did he?
He left me no choice, Master. I had to kill him.
No matter. He fulfilled his primary purpose. Every Sith must attempt to orchestrate his own promotion. Now, back to my prisoner. There's one last possibility to break him. I thought it impossible, but perhaps there's a small chance you could pull it off.
Thus I sent my apprentice into the Dark Temple to retrieve a dark side device called the Ravager, designed and used by the Emperor to break even the strongest mind. Though I didn't expect my apprentice to survive, I was apparently proven wrong. With the Ravager in hand, I was finally able to break the agent's force-damned cranium open. And what did I discover, you ask? Why, that my own nemesis, Nomen Karr, had found a new Padawan, who could see the true nature of any being. Already she had compromised my agents on Balmorra and Nar Shaddaa. But before he could tell me the identity and whereabouts of the Padawan, the Ravager had fully liquefied his mind. With my spy network at risk, I dispatched my apprentice, providing a Fury-class Imperial interceptor to neutralize my agents quietly, without arousing suspicion before they were exposed. I couldn't recall my spies, as their disappearance would look suspicious and serve to confirm Karr's accusations. Once both Agent Delcon and Commander Rylon were dealt with, I informed my apprentice that Karr had set up a listening station tracking the warrior's ship. I dispatched my apprentice to destroy the outpost and reveal to my nemesis that we knew of his Padawan's existence. Afterwards, I decided that our focus must be repositioned onto Kar's Padawan, that acquiring her allegiance and power could be a great asset to our cause. However, I warned my apprentice that seduction to the dark side should be left to true Sith Masters. I then sent my apprentice after the Padawan known as Jace William, Master Yonlak on Tatooine and her parents on Alderaan. Eventually, things came at a head as Kar called me out to challenge him to a duel to the death. My apprentice, meanwhile, went to meet with Jace, but Kar discovered her plan and sent 2 Jedi Knights instead. I remarked that both Master and Padawan became unhinged at the warrior's exploits. I had no interest in meeting my foe's call, however, as I had long outgrown our little dispute. I instead sent my apprentice, who defeated Kar and seduced Jace to the dark side, something that took even me by surprise. As a reward for this action, I bestowed upon my apprentice the title of Sith Lord. Sometime later, my master, Darth Vengean, declared that Plan Zero be enacted, an operation devised by me to eliminate key Republic military strategists. The final Plan Zero target was Jedi Knight Zerendir on Hoth, a constant thorn in my side. The apprentice was dispatched to meet with Commander Lankian to ascertain Zerendir's movements. Unfortunately, Zerendir intercepted my holofrequency and told my foe that he would win this time. Enraged, I force-choked Lankian to death and promoted Ensign Slinte to the rank of Commander and head of my dealings on Hoth. The apprentice then arrived to report that Zerendir was on Hoth searching for his old master Wellet, whom I assumed dead when his transport was shot down in the Great Galactic War. I recalled that Wellet stole my lightsaber after a failed attempt to redeem me and was able to pinpoint its location. With the assistance of the Tals named Brunmark, my apprentice tracked down Zerendir and Wellet and killed them both. Though Plan Zero was complete, I had one last plan in motion, summoning the warrior back to Dromund Kaas. I tasked my apprentice to rescue Lord Drag, Vengean's latest apprentice, and my ally for the latter's demise. With the help of Drag, my apprentice killed my old master Darth Vengean, leaving me to take his seat on the Darth Council, which I had previously declined many years prior. Despite my new position, I craved more power. Since the Emperor had withdrawn himself from the greater galaxy and only relayed decrees from his voice, a representative who had given up his body to serve as his mouthpiece, I had the current Voss voice imprisoned on Voss in their lair of Selmakor, fulfilling a deal that I had made decades ago with the Dark Entity, so I could pose as the voice myself. By pretending to be the voice, the Dark Council would then blindly take my every word for granted, allowing me to control the Empire. Though some Dark Councilors believed me, others merely saw an advantage in giving me their support. Those who were foolish enough to oppose me were secretly blackmailed. Darth Vowrin was the only counselor to openly challenge my claim as the voice. At the same time, I began to fear his apprentice was becoming stronger than him. My attempts to strengthen my position were subsequently thwarted by my now former apprentice. Using Drag, I arranged an assassination attempt on Quesh, which was thwarted by the timely intervention of Servant 1 and Servant 2, the Emperor's hands. First, my sister Ikage's rescue from Belsavis prison was thwarted by an alliance between my former apprentice and Jedi Master Somnic Timms. Then, the Wrath reallocated Armageddon Battalion to Corellia to support Darth Vowrin. Meanwhile, Drog discovered the Wrath's survival and attempted to finish the job. He was soundly defeated and left to burn in an inferno. The Wrath then freed the true voice on Voss, thus making me aware of his existence. In a final attempt, I salvaged Drog and rebuilt him into a cyborg to finally end the life of my former apprentice. Even though I had lost support for the position of the Voice, I now plan to make my claim official before the Dark Council, that I am the official voice of our Emperor, that I deserve my place on a seat on the Dark Council, and those who dare to stand in my way to power shall witness the true fury of a hell-bound Sith who will undermine the Jedi Order and rule over the galaxy as his own domain.
Greedy Baras, you hover a breath away from destruction.
No! My powers abandon me!
Confess that you are not the voice of the Emperor.
Call upon the Dark Council to kill this fool! Now! The Emperor commands it! Darth Maul, strike on the Emperor's behalf, or suffer his disfavor!
I believe I'll take my chances.
Ravage! Has your sense left you as well? Defend me! Defend the Voice!
I will not stand in the path of the Emperor's wrath.
You think you've won? You think you can silence the Emperor's true voice? Deliver the death blow then! From beyond darkness, I shall strike at you! Someday, vengeance will be mine!
No one dare stand in my way. Let this be a message to you all.
I cannot be destroyed!
Message heard loud and clear, my friend. You have proven that you are truly touched by the Emperor. The Dark Council knows that the Emperor's wrath has free reign.
You are acknowledged, Wrath. Your actions will not be challenged as long as they do not contradict our own.
You are answerable only to our ultimate master.
I look forward to aiding the Dark Council in its most critical matters.
Then our power has heightened. Let the enemies of the Empire tremble. The Emperor's wrath shall consume them all.
Latus nerbach nerakte, Latus narak vashin Jedi feishne balak nash nalvashne.